Welcome to this explainer. Go ahead and just take a deep, gentle breath and settle in for a moment. Today, we're going on a journey, a beautifully poetic, really soothing exploration into the very center of who you truly are. You know, we spend so much of our lives completely wrapped up in the hustle and bustle of the outside world. But right now, we're going to turn our gaze inward. Using this beautifully simple map from ancient Eastern philosophy, we're going to explore the deepest, softest layers of our existence. So let's dive right into this question. It's a pretty profound one, isn't it? When you look in the mirror, obviously you see a physical form. But are you just flesh and bone, or is there something vastly more expansive within you? Well, thousands of years ago, ancient Vedantic philosophy actually answered this through a brilliant framework called the Panchamahakosha. Pancha simply means five, and kosha means sheath or covering. The ancient text known as the Taittiriya Upanishad visualizes human existence so beautifully. It's really much like a Russian nesting doll. Imagine five delicate pastel-colored layers resting softly inside one another. These are the five sheaths covering our true, pure consciousness. And the amazing part is, to discover our true self, we don't have to destroy these layers. No, we just gently acknowledge them, understand them, and softly peel them back. Let's start with the outer shells, exploring the body and breath. The outermost layer is called the Annamaya kosha. Now, in Sanskrit, anna literally translates to food or physical matter. So this is your physical body, your skin, your muscles, your bones. It's beautifully sustained entirely by the nourishment of the earth. You know, the food you eat and the water you drink, it's this wondrous, highly organized vessel that lets you interact with the world. But, and the ancient texts are very clear on this body is an instrument you use. It is not fundamentally who you are. And this brings us to a really beautiful shift in perspective. You see, when we mistakenly identify completely with this outer physical shell, we adopt all of its suffering as our own identity. If the body is tired, we say, I am tired. If it's frail, we say, I am weak. But when we recognize the Annamaya kosha as just an outer layer, we can step back. We can say, my physical body is weak today, but I am the pure awareness observing it. You remain perfectly whole. Stepping just inside that physical shell lies our next layer, the pranamaya kosha. Prana means vital energy or life force. Think of it as the unseen energy that completely animates your physical body. It's the subtle breath flowing through you, that vital electricity that turns a collection of cells into a living, breathing, moving human being. As the sources beautifully state, without prana, the physical body simply cannot function. And what is really fascinating here is how this ancient concept mirrors modern biology. Science points to the autonomic nervous system, right? Those unseen automatic processes that regulate your heartbeat, your breathing, your digestion, that constant quiet rhythm keeping you alive. Well, that is the energy of the pranamaya kosha in action. Moving deeper into the inner world, navigating the mind and intellect. The third layer of our nesting doll is the manomaya kosha. Mano refers to the mind. This is the bustling, incredibly colorful library of your inner world. It's where all your sensory inputs are processed and then recycled into passing thoughts, vivid memories, and sweeping emotions like joy, stress, or sadness. It's a super active layer, constantly reacting to the world around you. But here is a gentle reminder from the Vedantic tradition: just like a physical ache in your body, an emotional ache in your mind is something you observe. It's not something you are. When we identify with the manomaya kosha, we say, I am sad. But the liberating truth is, sadness is currently passing through my mind. You are the sky, and your emotions, they're just the passing clouds. Peeling back that emotional layer, we find something a lot quieter and much more profound: the Vijnanamaya kosha. Vijnana means discernment, wisdom, or intellect. If the Manomaya kosha is that loud, reactionary mind shouting, I want that right now, the Vijnanamaya kosha is the calm, quiet, inner voice of intuition that whispers, wait, that's really not good for you. This wisdom sheath plays such a beautiful role. It essentially acts as a filter for all our raw emotional impulses. It's the home of our higher intuition, our conscious decision-making, and our moral compass. It is the very layer that separates us from basic animal instinct, giving us the freedom of choice to act not out of reflex, but out of wisdom. And that's what guides us toward long-term peace. Now, for the innermost core, reaching the center of bliss. Go ahead and take a soft, comforting breath as we finally reach the Panchamahakosha. Ananda translates to pure spiritual bliss. It is the most subtle, delicate, and luminous layer of our existence. And to be clear, this isn't the temporary thrill you get from, say, eating a good meal or winning a prize. No, this is a state of absolute, unshakable harmony and perfect peace. It is completely untouched by the anxieties of the mind or the pains of the body. You might be wondering if you've ever even experienced this layer. Well, the sources share a really fascinating insight here. You actually visit the Panchamahakosha every single night. Think about it. During deep, dreamless sleep, the physical world fades, your breath slows down, your thoughts quiet, and your intellect just rests. All those outer layers fall away, and you are left bathing in pure, restful bliss. That deep rejuvenation you feel when you wake up, that's the residual glow of your bliss sheath. Notice how beautifully these layers stack up. We begin at the grossest, most tangible level of physical matter. Then we move inward to vital energy, then to the swirling emotions of the mind, deeper still into the quiet wisdom of the intellect, until we finally arrive at the absolute joy of our core bliss. It really is a perfect map of human existence. So, let's talk about living from your center, becoming the observer. What's truly amazing is how modern science is actually starting to catch up to this ancient philosophy. Modern cognitive science perfectly mirrors this Panchakosha map. Researchers literally link our physical layer to the sensory motor cortex, our vital energy to the autonomic nervous system, our emotions to the limbic system, our intellect to the prefrontal cortex, and that blissful non-dual awareness to the brain's default mode network. It's an ancient spiritual map that's perfectly validated by modern neuroscience. How cool is that? But here is a really beautiful clarification. Your true self, the Atma, isn't just some tiny hidden dot trapped inside these 5 layers like a prisoner. Rather, pure consciousness is vast, limitless, and all-pervasive. It's just like the open sky. The 5 koshas are simply delicate veils that temporarily cover up this infinite awareness. You are the vast space in which all these layers exist. So the absolutely crucial point is this. The goal of learning about the Panchakosha is not to hate or destroy your physical body or your mind. These are beautiful instruments. The goal is simply to stop identifying with them so tightly, because whatever we identify with, well, that becomes a source of suffering. When we step back and become the peaceful observer of our body and mind, we stop absorbing their stress. And I want to leave you with this empowering question today. As you go about your life, can you observe the physical sensations of your body and the passing weather of your mind without letting them become your entire identity? Remember the layers. You are not your passing thoughts. You are the beautiful, limitless awareness beneath it all. Thank you so much for taking this gentle journey inward with me today on this explainer.